another episode of Trey and Johnny's Comic Book Show. My name is Trey.
My name is Johnny. And bro, this has been very long overdue.
Yes, sir.
It's been so long since we did a podcast in person.
For real.
Because, when I was in New York and we were trying this, we just did it over the phone.
The sound was kind of janky. We never really got the hang of it.
I still don't have the hang of it, but we had to bring it back for such a monumentous occasion.
Oh my God. And yes.
What we just saw over the weekend.
Amazing, outstanding, fabulous. I mean, there's just not enough, adjectives, I guess it is, or is it nouns, or whatever, adjectives to give what this movie is.
And if you know what we're talking about, obviously you know what we're talking about.
Oh, of course.
We're talking about Endgame.
Endgame.
And so, if you didn't watch it yet, don't listen.
For real.
Don't
this
watch.
Is completely spoilered out. It's not even a game. Now, if you don't give a damn, then, more power to you.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of people, I actually gave it down.
I gave it down
because this has been kind of like uncharted territory.
Yeah.
Because if you think about it, everything leading up to Endgame borrowed from the comics.
Mm-hmm.
And this was like its own thing.
Yeah, you can see sprinkles. Excuse my French, I'm fucking eating because I'm starving.
Mm-hmm.
You can see sprinkles of what we saw in the comics and stuff that we had in the comics. And stuff that they're alluding to for the next phase.
It wasn't also based on a storyline. I mean, you could say it's based off of Infinity Gauntlet.
It was based off Infinity Gauntlet, whatever that new Infinity joint was. There was pieces of that in it.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of pieces of everything.
It's not like Civil War where it's based on Civil War. You know what I'm saying?
No.
It's not like the previous movie Infinity War, which was pretty much Gauntlet.
Exactly.
Right? So it was its own thing. So this is I don't want to know anything.
Exactly. Although the beautiful thing about even Infinity War, just going back, is that it really was its own thing. Because if you've actually read the Gauntlet story, it's so completely different.
Yeah.
But it's a good way for them. It was a great way for them to do it cinematically. Because obviously you can't do everything in the comic books cinematically.
Yeah.
Although they did a lot.
Yeah.
Now,
some people said this movie didn't feel like 3 hours to them.
It didn't, actually.
To me, it felt 3 hours. And I'll say this, because I went into the movie thinking there was going to be a lot more action than story, right? Which, I mean, I'm not shitting on it. I'm saying, I just expected a little more action.
Yeah.
But, when the action kicks off, it kicks off, man.
I mean, you knew there wasn't going to be 3 hours worth of action.
Yeah, I know.
But it would have been cool for there to be maybe an hour's worth of action.
Yeah.
45 to an hour.
Versus half an hour.
Exactly.
But the show's amazing, though.
No. I mean, all right, well, how do you want to start on this thing just before we start going off on tangents?
I mean, we want to do a usual, what we like, what we didn't like.
Okay.
If we had stuff that we didn't like.
Yeah, for real.
Okay.
Okay, I'll say, one of the things I liked about this movie was, they ended up cramming a lot into it. I really liked the Professor Hulk.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that was dope. The CGI for Ruffalo was spot on. It had his little goofy facial expressions, even though he still had
Thanos was pretty spot on.
Oh, Thanos was spot on as shit. So it's just it's great to see that. I don't know what it is about Marvel and their CGI and what they've got over everyone else.
They have the money to spend.
Dog.
That's what it is.
Do you think Warner Brothers has that going for DC?
I can't
Should have been that hard to take a mustache off.
I can't comment on Warner Brothers now that I'm part of that company. So it's all good.
What is that called? DNA.
I will say though,
like
side note, Shazam was off the chain. So
okay.
If you haven't seen that, that was a good movie.
All right.
But back to the movie at topic.
I thought Professor Hulk was dope.
Yeah.
And it actually was a really good fit for Ruffalo. So I could see him riding out his rest of his years in the MCU like that.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of like the fact that Captain Marvel was not the main focus on how to defeat Thanos. It wasn't like she was an afterthought, but she wasn't exactly a main player.
Yeah. I like how they made fun of her haircut. They're he's gonna keep switching it up on us and everything. That was pretty funny.
I got all the power. I do what the fuck I want.
Yeah.
And you see there was a nod between Rhodey and Captain Marvel. So they might have a little bit of a relationship thing, right, or at least a team up, something like that, right before they ended the transmissions.
Well, not to cut you off, but that's the one thing I liked about this. Where as of recent in the Marvel universe, a lot of people got mixed up and got put in different teams that they normally wouldn't be in.
Mm-hmm.
So, for example, Thor is part of the Guardians of the Galaxy now, right?
Yep.
That team up you said with War Machine and Captain Marvel might be a thing. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of different team ups. A lot of people in different positions of power. Now you got Falcon as Captain America, which in the comic book that did happen.
It did happen.
And like I texted you, like out of everything in the movie to make like a man tear up, to me that was Falcon becoming Captain America, because that was straight from the comic books.
Yep.
In the comic books, that's what happened. Captain America got old. He needed somebody to fill in his spot, so he gave it to Falcon. Right?
Yeah.
And I liked how Bucky kind of relinquished that power to Falcon. He was like, "Go ahead and do it."
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
This is your time. You know what I'm saying?
He was like, "Shit, I'm an old man too."
So I like that. And to me, this was like a comic book movie versus a movie. Yes. Because that final boss battle, it looked like that big ass collage
from like the 2-panel collages.
Yeah, that's what it looked like. And I was
telling my roommate that I was like, "Yeah, this is some shit." It was like a great movie, but like, yeah, the end of it was like watching. It was like reading a comic book on a big screen. Yeah. It was something I would never thought we would be able to see in our lifetime. That many superheroes, because I mean, you know, they have them all Marvel events where basically every superhero is on deck. Helping out, blah, 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 in some form or fashion. Like, the end of this movie, man, when, I'm telling you, like, I think my most favorite part of this movie was when motherfucking Captain America looks back and all them goddamn portals open, and you've got Asgardians and the Magicians, and then you've got the Ravengers, and then you've got fucking all of the army of Wakanda, and I was just like, yo, this is some wild shit.
One thing that blew me about that moment is Black Panther didn't say Wakanda forever. I was waiting for it, though.
He sure did.
I was waiting for it.
They came through with that Ibambe chant, though.
But, you know, part of me wished, like, the mutants would have showed up in that moment, too.
I wish, too. You know? Like, just open a portal and all of a sudden the X-Men pop out. Like, okay, we're here to help. Fantastic Four, too. That's like, we've been here the whole time. Y'all just didn't know.
To be honest, that's what I thought, because, you know, when the ships are shooting to the sky, and they're like, oh, there's something out there, I was like, holy shit, that could be, like, mutants or something.
Yeah, and they can also backdate it like they did, because now that we saw... the ancient one was protecting the Sanctum Sanctorum and helping out in the Battle of New York, just not leaving the Sanctum, but she was helping out. How do we know, as big as New York is and as many superheroes that are in New York, that like other motherfuckers weren't, like there weren't the X-Men or the Fantastic Four who are stationed in Manhattan that weren't helping out, that we just don't know about? That could be easily thrown into the Marvel thing now that we know the timeline went back and there was other people and blah, blah, blah. Like all of these things that they did to time, that could just completely splinter the Marvel universe and change it in so many different ways. It's like
a. I mean, what's her name again? The Chosen One.
Ancient.
No, the Ancient One. There we go. She said, like, when you mess with time, there's ripples that changes shit.
Exactly.
You know, that could be one of them. You know, I did like how they kind of added to those moments back in time. And you know what? In a way, you know, like there's this whole big controversy about how the timeline is messed up in the MCU. It's kind of like fixed that.
It really did,
because they gave specific dates,
or at least it may not fix everything, because it probably doesn't.
No,
there's something that some geek out there is saying that they acknowledge a lot of the major stuff, and then they throw in more stuff like the whole Captain coming in the thing, taking the thing, and saying Hail Hydra. Again, straight out of the comic books, but in a different context.
Well, also the Hail Hydra scene too was straight out of Winter Soldier.
Yeah, it was just like a continuation of it that we just didn't see.
Yeah, different place, different time.
Exactly.
But like, it's cool how they use some of their knowledge to their advantage.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Which was pretty sweet. And
now we've got a rogue Loki running around because he got the damn Tesseract.
Well, you know, they explained how they brought him back now that they're making the show. You know, because they're making his show, so they're like, how are they going to do that? He's dead. But now...
Well, same thing with Vision and the Scarlet Witch, though.
My question was, though, since he's back and he disappeared with a Tesseract, that was a different point in time. That means technically he doesn't have it anymore, because they went back further at the time and took it back.
Exactly.
So he probably just disappeared to a different time. The Tesseract probably just disappeared, like Back to the Future stuff.
True. Might have just like closed off that thing of time, and
And
I didn't think about that.
You know, dude, I went to like a rabbit hole deep dive yesterday.
Oh, I was on the videos talking about Easter egg stuff you missed and things you might have not known.
Well, because it's a little more fresher for me, because you saw it Thursday. Today's Sunday. I just saw it yesterday.
Well, I've been watching this shit since I got back home.
Dude, I was like, a lot of machismo dudes online hate on the girl power scene, which I fucking thought was dope.
I don't understand why they hate. It's just a fucking another bunch of superheroes that attacked at one point.
Dudes are just so insecure or whatever. Yeah. As a dude, I thought that scene was off the chain.
I thought it was vicious, and it was like this. First of all, I'm gonna say, you expected everybody to pop out. Who popped out?
Yeah.
Like like, okay, you see somebody, okay, that was expected, or it could have been expected, blah, blah, blah. My nigga, when Pepper Potts busted out in that goddamn rescue armor. And it wasn't even rescue armor, because, you know, this don't have armaments.
She had, like, full-blown, like, projectile like, weapons and shit.
And she knew how to use it.
Yeah.
Like...
She was wrecking.
I'm saying,
There was the one scene where, like, she, like, swings around with Tony and they, like, do the chest beams.
Exactly.
And I was like, yo, that's fucking...
I was like, that's dope as shit. Like,
yeah.
Man, okay.
There's a lot of fan service in this movie.
There really was. There was. And also, there was a lot of cameos that we weren't expecting, like Natalie Portman actually being in the joint, even though she didn't have any lines, but she was there.
Yeah, I like how they went back into this moments of time and they just added more detail to it.
Yeah.
You know, like, granted, they added to the details, but it was cool to see it didn't look like out of place.
Yeah.
You know, like it felt like they were actually went back. Like it didn't look any different. Is what I'm trying to say. You know what I'm saying? Because some movies, like for example, they time travel. You go back, you can tell like, oh, this actor got older.
Yeah.
Their hair looks
no,
different.
They took everything that they did, every detail.
Yeah. It was sick, man. Dislikes. I think the only dislike I had, it could have had a little more action.
Yeah.
That was it. That was pretty much it.
The only dislike that I think about it now is we still, after all this time, never got any indication as to what the fuck happened to Lady Sif.
Yeah, she did.
She just straight disappeared. Yeah. And she's probably the only piece, because we got to see his mom, Thor's mom again. I got to see Odin again. I mean, there's just so many people that were in this movie. She's the only person in the Marvel Universe that I can think of that we didn't see. Even they brought that little boy Harley back from Iron Man 3. Yeah. And they brought in Jarvis from Agent Carter, who had never been in Marvel movies before. So that, like, now he's part of that shit too because of the past scene. Like, I mean, shit, Howard Stark, Peggy Carter, all of these, like, every character that you can think of was brought back for this movie just about, except for Sif.
Yeah, I always had a random question about Howard Stark, because they had like two different actors playing, right? You had the younger version that was in Captain America, and you have the older version, right? But the older version is such a hard ass compared to the younger one, where the younger one is like Tony Stark. I was like, when did his life change to make him such a hard ass? You know what I'm saying?
Maybe when he had Tony.
Maybe, but like he wasn't that bad. Like,
I mean, no, like him and Tony were like literal mirror images of each other, just separated by like 30 years or 20 years. So it's just like, but you're right, yeah. The younger Howard Stark is definitely like Tony, and then you're right, the older one was just a dick. But I mean, Tony was kind of a dick in his own way too.
I feel like at the time I was like, there was like still certain plot holes that I couldn't, like stuff they didn't really answer, and stuff that was out of place that is not coming to me right now. But like I was like, what about this? What about that? Did you have any moments like that?
Besides Sif. Because, I mean, like, we had the whole New Asgard thing, and you saw Valkyrie and her role in that, so you knew that they were still alive, and Korg and Meek, and also, I mean, for real, I can't think of anything that I can think of that wasn't answered except for where the fuck was Sif.
Well, I heard in real life the actress is really hard to work with.
She probably is.
Like, she's a bitch. So.
Well, I heard this, I heard that she is kind of hard to work with, but I heard the only reason that she wasn't in the other, like Thor 2, I think it was because of her TV show. And then Thor, they never made any, I guess, move to go back and get her after that. So maybe she was just too hard to work with.
Yeah, that's like one of those unspoken things, I guess.
That's why they got rid of, what's-his-face from the Hulk.
Oh,
I love him so much, Edward Norton's a beast, but I know he's notoriously hard to work with.
To me, he has the look of a Bruce Banner. You know? Like, that's the perfect Bruce Banner look. Compared to Mark Ruffalo. But
I mean, when you want to like change up the script that somebody brings to you, and like when you're just like, oh, I think we should do it this way, and like Marvel don't play that. You come in, you follow line, you fall in rank.
So the state of the MCU now, everything's been switched up. Certain characters are dead. Like not Scarlet Witch, Black Widow. She's dead. So her movie, is that a prequel? Is that
that's
like,
it? Like maybe 2 prequel movies. Like her becoming Black Widow how she is, and then maybe her like turning from Black Widow into Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. And then that's about all you can do. Because I mean, she's already been in Iron Man 2, Captain America 2 and 3, Avengers 1, 2, and 3.
She's done a lot.
I mean, she's been in a lot of movies without having her own solo. I mean, it's kind of like Hawkeye. Hawkeye been in a few movies too, but he started out in Thor.
Well, I like how Thor is not going anywhere technically.
Yeah, I was surprised because I figured those three, since they had the longest running contracts, would be done. But
I think he likes it though. I think in real life, Chris Hemsworth
I think he likes it too, and I think he likes it even more now
because he's around more.
Yeah, he's been able to like kind of let loose and not always be so serious with it.
If anything, I think maybe Guardians of the Galaxy 3. You know, they said that's the last movie for them.
Yeah,
it could be his last movie,
probably.
You know, and he's like, I'm out.
That's a big movie right there.
Yeah,
but they're also talking about making Thor 4. Because Ragnarok was such a big hit.
Yeah, well, again...
but it's like, if you do that, what other storylines can you talk? I mean, there are other storylines. Like, I know... I looked at something, I didn't watch it, but there was a video somebody was discussing when he becomes, like, the king of hell or some shit like that. Mm-hmm. And there's another one where he becomes something uber powerfully. I just don't remember what it's called.
Yeah, but I liked it a lot. Another dislike. A lot of y'all Bama's giving away spoilers online.
Yo, people were shamelessly giving away spoilers. Yeah. It's just like, y'all know, it's just like Game of Thrones. Motherfuckers get all upset when people say anything about Game of Thrones, but then they want to talk shit about motherfuckers watching a Marvel movie, or motherfuckers get mad at you because you told them what team won what game, and blah, blah, blah. But then they want to be like, oh, well, this is fake. It's just comic books anyway. Blah, blah. So motherfuckers enjoy shit.
I know, man. Like, it's not even like... It's people that went to go see Thursday night screenings. Like, what kind of dicks are you? You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. Because there was people on there giving wholesale spoilers away online. Yeah. People was pissed.
It's funny because, I mean, again, this is a spoiler review. So Matthew Berry, a football analyst, fantasy football analyst for ESPN, he's in the scene where they're trying to steal the Tesseract. Tony Ant-Man.
Really?
Yeah. He's Robert Redford.
Oh, shit.
He's right next to him.
Oh, shit.
So LaShawn McCoy, the running back for the Bills, former Eagles running back, I guess he spoiled that on Twitter.
Oh, wow.
So, you know what Matthew Berry did? He shitted on him. He gave his stats for the last season, and basically said he wasn't shit last season. Put him on full-on blast.
That's hilarious. I'm sorry.
And Matthew Berry is ready to go, because I guess he has stuff queued up for like any player that
he wants to smoke.
Yeah. But
if I think this person talks shit, here's where I'm going.
Yeah, man. Like this movie was great. I'm definitely gonna try to watch it in the theater one more time.
For sure.
I'm gonna do the 4DX, which is like the seats move or whatever.
Ooh,
fancy.
Okay, fancy.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to do that. But yeah, man. As far as between this and Infinity War, I don't know, man. It's tough because Infinity War had the action. Right.
Infinity War did have the action, but also Infinity War was what blew our minds to begin with to even set this mind-bending adventure up. Like, I can't... I really have to watch this again, for sure, to at least be like, okay, well, what was better, this or Infinity War? Because, I mean, I thought Infinity War was tight because of the sheer amount of people that they had in it, because they had like 70+ cast.
Dude, this was more.
This was way more than that. Like, this is like almost every major player in the Marvel Universe was in this, except for like fucking Ultron and Quicksilver.
Well, also, what I liked about this too is because I think we talked about this before, that the Black Order, right?
Yeah.
They went out super quick or super weak in the last movie, but they got brought back for this one, which was sick in my opinion.
That was dope. Like, you get to see them again. They didn't do too much, but then again, it's just like there was so much going on. They weren't a main focus of this one. Like, they were more of a main focus.
But I mean, last battle was pure chaos. Yeah, dude. It was a lot of shit going on.
Insane. That's why I need to watch it again, because I know I missed half the stuff. Because, like, honestly, the first time I watched it, I didn't even realize that the Ravengers came through the portals. And I wouldn't have known who the magicians were unless they hadn't made the motherfucking shit.
Well, I noticed the magicians because Wong came through.
Oh, yeah, definitely. But yeah, I didn't know that the Ravengers came through, and they came through in the shot where, I think it's where the Wasp grows larger, where she pops in and enlarges. I think they were on the right side.
This is not like the Sylvester Stallone crew, right? This is like the other crew.
I would assume, because we didn't see Sylvester Stallone or any of them, but like from the videos that I've seen online after this joint talking about it, they said the Ravagers were supposed to be there, and there were a group of people who I couldn't identify.
Yeah, it's pretty much
at that time. So everyone that we really majorly.
I would have lost my shit if like the Netflix characters were there,
bruh.
You know, that would have been sick,
bruh.
That would have been fucking amazing.
Oh! Speaking of which. Okay, in this melee battle that was going on at the end of this movie, one of my favorite scenes was fucking Scarlet Witch popping up in front of Thanos and just giving him the business.
Mine was Captain America giving him business.
Son, when
with the hammer.
First of all, when he was holding Mjolnir, everybody lost their shit.
Yeah.
When he started charging forward, swinging that bitch, everybody was still cheering.
He gave it the Thor swing.
Son, when he brought down the lightning, I was like, I'm done. I can't. I don't even know what to think about this right now.
Man went ham sandwich on that.
All day in the paint.
Dude, like, it wasn't like a rookie shit either. He was like,
no, he knew what he worked. He knew what he was fucking doing.
And you know what was dope was like Thor was genuinely happy.
Yeah.
That he was like worthy of the hammer.
I knew it.
He was like super happy about that shit. So like even that made me more excited for them.
And I love it when they was attacking and they were throwing the hammer and the axe back and forth.
Well, you know what was funny? Not funny, but like he kept the hammer because he went back in time with the hammer.
He went back in time with the hammer. I remember that. So, he gave away that damn shield, but he gave away that hammer. Though.
Yeah, no. So that was pretty sick.
I mean, who else can take that damn hammer? You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, that was amazing. In the trade-off, he was like, "No, Thor was like, no, you take the small one." Yeah. That was pretty fucking hilarious.
And the fact that he could call it. And it would come to his hand.
Yeah.
I was like, when did you become Thor? Like, I mean, I figured that a worthy person could use it and swing it and hit people with it. I did not think that it would fly to them. I did not think that it would call lightning down. Like,
again, that's straight from the comic books.
Man, so, that's wild as shit,
dude. It was amazing.
Yeah, there was so much crazy shit. Like you said, that A4 shot where all the female heroes came in. Shit, Valkyrie leading the charge, man.
Well, is she Thor now, or is she just the leader of it?
She's definitely the queen of Asgard. But I guess she might become Thor.
Because in the comic books, there was a run where Natalie Portman's character, what's her name again?
Oh, Jane Foster. She becomes
Thor.
I mean, it would be a good thing.
You know?
And I mean, if she's worthy enough to be the queen of Asgard, she might get Mjolnir from Cap.
You never know, man. The whole time travel shit.
Exactly.
So, did you stay for the whole, like, ending or anything?
I didn't, because I heard that there was no ending scenes.
It was no ending scene. It was just, like, the sound of, like, almost like the sound of Tony making the armor, like the bang of the hammer, you know? And all
I had heard about that, yeah.
So, I don't know if it's like a callback to Iron Man.
Yeah.
Or like, I don't know, maybe somebody out there is making their own armor, you know?
Riri Williams.
You know? So, it's just like, well, also they brought back not saying the little kid would be Iron Man.
Yeah.
But like, you never know,
He's a contender.
You know?
Because, I mean, Rhodey's a contender to be the new Iron Man. Although he'll probably want to stay War Machine.
Also, like, it's like Iron Man 3, where, like, he kind of made the point that, like, you know, Iron Man is just a suit. Like, anybody could be Iron Man. Yeah. You know?
Yeah.
So, like, you never know. They might have somebody else step in to be Iron Man. Sure. Should they? I don't think so.
Maybe they'll keep What's-Her-Face and let her be Iron Man.
Pepper Potts. Nah, I think she's, like, done with that shit. I think she is, too. She has a kid now.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
Makes sense.
But, this movie was fucking mind-blowing.
I'm saying, I want to go see it again as soon as possible, but I mean, it's still opening weekend, so like all the joint is sold the fuck out there.
Comics got deep down be blown.
Completely. Are you serious? It's like, oh damn, we ain't never gonna come up with some shit like
man. That. It's tough because now they have that rep.
Yeah.
You know? And like, you know, the past 3 solo movies have been fire.
Yeah.
Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
Aquaman.
Yeah.
Shazam.
Yeah.
Shazam was.
I mean, they're learning their formula, but I think one of the things that they fucked up on was that they just tried to go too dark and brooding. Like, they tried to make the entire DCEU like Batman.
Well, maybe that was just Zack Snyder, if you think about it. Because they put in Joss Whedon to make it lighter and more funny.
Yeah, but it was still a pretty dark movie. Yeah. I mean, it definitely had a lot more jokey periods. And Batman was the jokey person, which was weird, but...
If you think about it, there's already a lot of material that's shot. So it's like, how do we take that and kind of shape it, you know? So that movie is a fucking mess. Yeah. But, yeah, man, I'm excited to see what happens in the next phase. It's going to be weird to not see Tony Stark alive. Because my hot take was one of the two were going to have to die.
Yeah, of
not course. Both of them.
I think everybody just assumed it was going to be a Captain America because Captain America.
Yeah. Technically, he kind of is dying, you know, because he's old.
Yeah.
But, he's done, which they kind of gracefully let him leave.
My thing is, what is the Avengers going to look like now? Because is Hawkeye going to stay with them? Is Ant-Man going to stay with them?
Well, the rumor was Hawkeye was getting his own show to train the next joint. See, and that's the thing, too. Now that these characters are getting their own show, is that canon? You know, do you have to watch those now to like get what's going on in the movies?
Does it mean that they're going to be done with the movies because now they've moved to TV?
No, there's no way.
You never know.
How are you gonna be done with these movies if this last one is like the highest selling movie of all time?
Well, you only get paid a certain amount for doing TV versus movies.
Yeah.
And when you are already a big action star and you move to TV and then you move back to the movies, that can increase your thing, especially if your TV show is mad.
Well, the thing is, like, they didn't give the biggest characters their own show.
That is true.
You know what I'm saying? And this is Marvel. They can pull anybody out their ass and make them a beast.
They really can, because they talk about. I know one of the ones they're talking about for the next phase is I can't remember. It's like Shang-Chi, the Kung Fu Master,
which is like super random. But like, I mean, I guess
they're going for that Asian market for real.
That and like they trying to dip their hands in every avenue and aspect of the Marvel universe, so why not? I
mean, they've already taken Guardians of the Galaxy, which was kind of like an obscure comic, unless you were
look at it now,
and it's huge.
Yeah.
It's one of the biggest properties that Marvel has. I mean, they took Iron Man, who was really like a B/C level hero in the comics, and turned him into the biggest thing in Marvel.
It's like the Batman of the Marvel universe.
Exactly.
You know.
So it's just like, yeah, you're right. They have the ability to just take smaller characters and make them massive.
That's the thing. They do it right.
Yeah.
Right. And even like their weakest movies better than anything else.
Most people's best.
Yeah, so,
But I really want to see what happens next, and Infinity War just opens the door to have so much happen.
It wouldn't even hurt for them to take like a little pause in these movies.
Yeah.
And then kind of like
they can work on solo joints and just leave the big action movies. Because I mean, like, as long as it took them to do Infinity War and Endgame, I couldn't even imagine what the next storyline they're trying to do. I feel like the next storyline that big is going to have to be like Galactus or something, and them trying to stop him.
That would make the most sense in my opinion. And you know what? Take like a year or two off.
Yeah.
And plan the next joint.
Well, they still got the Fantastic Four to deal with, the X-Men to deal with. They've got all of the things that go under those monikers, like all of the characters.
Take a year or two off.
They've still got all the Spider-Man characters they haven't gotten to yet. And I want to see them come up with Black Cat in the movies. I would love that.
Yeah, but like Sony's like super pressed over that, not giving them everything.
Like Venom, they just need to buy that shit from Sony.
Venom is like a C-grade movie at that.
Yeah, Venom is like one of the original superhero movies from like the early 2000s. Like that would have been a great movie.
It's like a better version of Ben Affleck's Daredevil.
Exactly. Like it would have been a really good movie back then. Yeah. Like, it was a good movie here, but at the same time, it was kind of corny, especially for the character that it was. Like, I mean, Sony just needs to relinquish, dog. Like, just fucking let them pay you out like they did in Fox.
Well, they had success with Venom. Like, it actually made money.
Yeah.
And the Spider-Man Into the Universe, I'm still watching that shit over and over again. It's so good.
Oh, yeah, the Spider-Verse, that joint was dope as fuck. I think I've watched it like 4 times by now, at least.
Yeah.
And, like, I know I've seen it, parts of it more than that, because my boys' children love it. So.
Yeah. My brother is in love with that movie, man. And, I can't wait for the next phase. I want to see how they incorporate everything else. Hopefully this whole jump in time, kind of brings those other characters into the fold.
Yeah, I hope so.
And that kind of explains it. Or again, my theory was always Doctor Strange, man, because he has access to the multiverse.
Yeah.
Somehow that the mutants and Fantastic Four come. You know what? Fantastic Four, they don't even have to be brought in like from another dimension.
I'm saying
they can just not exist.
Honestly, the X-Men don't have to be brought in from another dimension because mutants are just born like that and they tend to keep to themselves anyway. So it's like they weren't a hugely known thing until like it went kind of crazy with the amount of mutants that were around. So it's just like they could easily have just subverted that and like, yeah, we've been here the whole time. We weren't trying to get involved.
Yeah.
And then Xavier was like, okay, after the Battle of New York, maybe we should, blah, 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 and started really recruiting and blah, 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 and said his whole shit.
Or maybe the Thanos battle.
Maybe. Well, maybe, I'm saying maybe New York is the one that got him to recruit, and by the time that Thanos comes along, he's already got a fully functioning X-Men squad. So
I honestly thought they were going to incorporate, like, the cast from Dark Phoenix into this somehow.
A lot of people thought that they were. Like when they bought X-Men, they thought they were just, they're just going to bring that cast. That's a good cast. Honestly, I've never been really enamored with this cast of X-Men. Like, I didn't like Cyclops, the dude that plays him, until I saw him in Ready Player One.
That was a great movie.
That was a great movie.
Yeah.
And I still am not a huge Sophie Turner fan. I don't think she's like a real Jean Grey.
I just, like, for me, she's Sansa for Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
And even in that show, I don't like her. So...
And I've never really been a big fan. I was never really a big fan of Alexandra Shipp playing Storm.
I mean, she's doing the accent though. You gotta respect that.
She is. Yeah. I give her that. But it's just like, but then again, they really haven't given her much to do as Storm in any of these jumps anyway. So
I mean, she only was in the last joint. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, Dark Phoenix is coming up soon. You gonna go watch that?
I'm gonna go watch it, begrudgingly.
Alright. I'll probably go like when the ticket's like $12. You know,
matinee show.
I'm not paying more than that to go watch it.
Because what do you call it? Like the one thing that really got me to want to watch Dark Phoenix is the fact that they do go into space and that she does.
The latest trailer doesn't look that bad.
It doesn't. That's what I'm saying. Like the latest trailer, like the one right before this one, is what really made me be like, okay, this might be interesting. Because we already know she was mad powerful, and then like to get incorporated with whatever is going on in space, however they decide to explain it, blah, blah, blah. But I mean, like, that's really what's making me go. So it's like, I want to go see how y'all did this, how did it this time. I don't want to see this is just some power that's just corrupting her and taking over and going to destroy everything. Like, no, I want to see her absorb that shit, fight with that shit, and then go buck wild with that shit.
I think me, myself, and like a lot of other people, this is the last joint. Mm-hmm. Like, you know Marvel is taking over.
Oh, yeah.
What's the point? Yeah. You know? It's like the Netflix shows for like Iron Fist and Punisher. I was like, what's the point? Because it's done. So like I powered through the last season of Iron Fist.
Yeah.
You know, it was tough.
Oh, you actually watched it?
I actually watched it.
Wow.
And then
it was better than the first season.
And then Punisher, I started watching it, right? But then I'm getting like old man Logan vibes where he's like out in the country and shit.
Yeah, like I started watching Punisher and I think I stopped at like episode 3 and I didn't watch it for like 3 weeks and then I finally went back and like powered through the rest of it. But I mean, it was an alright season. The second season was alright.
It wasn't terrible. Mm-hmm. But I'm just like, okay, the Punisher's doing old man Logan. Mm-hmm. Like this is his version. Like he's out in the fucking country. He's trying to protect like a little girl. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, whatever. I'll come visit that when I get through other shit. You know? Like Cobra Kai, for example. Mm-hmm. Great fucking show.
It's really good,
dude.
I don't know anybody else. You're the only person I know that said anything about watching it.
Because they think you gotta pay to watch it. So
please, I don't have to pay to watch it. Especially, I'll explain that to you later. But because I don't have to have HBO to watch Game of Thrones.
Because this is going on YouTube. That's why he said that. No, but like if YouTube Premium, if you never used it, you get a month for free.
Oh, word.
So like you just go on your YouTube account, get the premium for a month, and just cancel it. I binged the show, the last season 3 times in that month. The first season. That's how good it was.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll have to check it out.
It was like one of the best shows of 2018.
I'm going to ask you, do you fuck with Star Trek at all?
The movies. Never got into the shows.
Son, this new show?
On CBS.
Discovery?
I just don't want to get like another streaming service. All these fucking streaming services, man.
Look, I'm going to show you my secrets because, again, I got that jump. And I don't have the service.
But I'm definitely hyped for Disney Plus. With all these shows that are coming out on there.
Yeah, their whole category is going on. A whole lot, except for Song in the South, which is racist as fuck.
They're taking it out.
No, they took that out, and they took the crow scene out of Dumbo. Now, I've never seen Dumbo, so I don't know. I know the crows are supposed to be like black people and talking jive and shit like that, but I've never seen it, so I don't.
I saw it as a kid. Excuse me. But as an adult, like, or at least at an age to comprehend what's going on, I never watched it, you know? And like even as a kid, Dumbo just wasn't a movie that interested me like that. I didn't care for it.
I mean, honestly, like the first Disney movie that I can remember watching that I knew was a Disney movie was The Little Mermaid.
Mine was Snow White.
See, I've never seen any of those classic ones. Like I've seen Lady and the Tramp.
That's a classic.
Is it?
Yeah.
No one ever talks about it.
People talk about it. They're remaking it.
What else did I see? I don't know if I've ever seen all of them, but I know I've seen The Rescuers and The Rescuers Down Under.
Okay.
But those aren't like the big A-tier movies. You know, I've seen like most of the B-tier movies, I guess. But a lot of the A-tier movies, I didn't see none of those. I didn't see Snow White, Peter Pan, Sleeping Beauty.
Is that where you always at, bro?
No.
You didn't see these movies as a kid?
My family's not Disney like that, so.
I'm fucking with you, man.
And I really don't care. I mean, I know all the stories. I've heard them all, but I've just never seen them. Although they forced us to watch Beauty and the Beast in 5th grade. I'll never forget that. I was so pissed. Yeah, for some reason they had us watch a movie.
Dude, in 6th grade, we watched Dragon Ball Z in
Are you
class.
serious?
I'm dead serious. We watched one of the movies in our class.
You are younger than me. That would have been cool.
And I never forget, because our science teacher like had to like look out, like, you know what I'm saying? And he played the VHS, like Dragon Ball Z. I'd be the
type of teacher that would do some shit like that.
You know? That would be dope. But, yeah, I'm excited for Disney Plus, man. I'm definitely throwing my money at that. At least to see like the Mandalorian, which is, you don't like Star Wars like that, but I would watch like the Marvel shows that are coming out on there too.
Yeah,
you know?
I would probably only get them for that, but we'll see. I'll have to test out the shows. And
in no way, shape, or form can I see them bringing back like Daredevil, Punisher, at least this incarnation of them.
They said that they were going to do something.
I don't know, man.
But I don't. Who knows, man? They had a really good thing going. Especially with Daredevil. But that was fucked up.
That was like their best show though. Out of like the 4.
And you know there's still one more season of Jessica Jones.
It's funny because they haven't promoted it like at all.
At all.
You know?
But if you notice, they didn't really promote Daredevil like that either. Because they canceled Iron Fist and Power Man. Not Power Man. You know what I'm talking about. Luke Cage. And then it was just like a little bit of a space, and then we knew Daredevil and the Punisher were coming out, and it was like we didn't really hear about anything until maybe like a week or 2 before they came out, and then it was like they came out, and it was like the week after they both came out, canceled.
Yeah. Well, Punisher, we knew that was going to be canceled.
Well, they also canceled. They canceled Jessica Jones before the 3rd season even popped off. Yeah. So
I didn't care for Jessica Jones like that.
I didn't either. Like there's parts of it. Like I thought the 1st season was pretty good with Purple Man. But that was because of his powers. Like, I thought they made his powers crazy.
I honestly think they should have just gave him, like, one more season of Defenders to just wrap it all up. You know? Like, everybody.
Yeah, that would have been dope. Just make a good season.
Yeah, that's it.
Good, like, 8 to 10 episodes.
Yeah. Well, you know, Disney's coming out with their own shit, so they're like, all right, the hell with you guys, you know?
Fuck y'all, give us our shit back.
Yeah.
But, I mean, if they were producing shows that were already doing good... But, I mean, I guess all the shows had kind of gone down, because... Well, it's only reason... Daredevil got good marks for all 3 seasons because it was just good. Luke Cage 1st season was great. The 2nd season was kind of terrible first for Iron Fist and a alright 2nd one.
It was an upgrade for sure.
Punisher 1st season was good. 2nd season was alright. So it's just kind of like every other show except Daredevil. The 1st season would be good. 2nd season kind of went down.
Also, it was like a chore to keep up with all these shows. Because, like, didn't a couple of them kind of, like, overlap in the time they dropped? They dropped at least around the same time.
Or they dropped right after each other. Yeah, it's just like... I think it was like a month between or 2 months between Iron Fist and, like, Luke Cage or some shit like that.
And then Punisher right after that. And I was like, yo, I haven't even finished, like, Iron Fist, you know?
And then it was, like, another 2 months before Daredevil came back. Yeah. So, yeah. They did a lot. But, I mean, it's like... I feel like you had to kind of be, like... not a passive Marvel fan. Like, you had to kind of be a hardcore Marvel fan to watch them. I feel like everyone that was passive watched the 1st season of everything.
Yeah. And
then, like, only the hardcores went to the 2nd season, which is why the viewership went down so much. Yeah. But also, just because of the quality of some of the seasons, just like I told you, I watched 3 episodes and then had to chill on the Punisher for a while because it just was boring.
Also, like, the Defenders wasn't as good as it should have been.
It really wasn't. Like, they hyped that joint up.
Like, what do you remember for that?
I remember a building falling.
That's it. That's what everybody remembers. They fell on Daredevil. That's it. And the hallway fight scene.
Yeah, that joke was actually pretty dope. Although I remember Jessica being the least effective fighter in that whole joint. Like, you got super strength, but you don't know how to fight? Like, what the hell is going on? Just picking niggas up and throwing them. That's all you do.
Yeah. But, it is what it is, I guess.
Yeah.
It's a wrap. They'll reboot that eventually, right?
Pretty much. Who do you think is stronger, Luke Cage or Jessica Jones?
We've seen Luke Cage get wrecked.
Yeah. Well, he's also impervious to most harm. Like, she's not. We've watched her take a beating.
Yeah, but, like, he's been getting fucked up, too, though.
I mean, who did he really get fucked up by? He got fucked up by Iron Fist the first time he hit him with the fist.
Well, he got shot.
He got shot with that bullet that went into him. Yeah. Oh, Jessica Jones shot him in the face. That's what it was. And it gave him a concussion or something like that.
Yeah.
But, I mean, it's just like... Was that 3 out of 3 seasons? 2 seasons of him and one of the Defenders? And it's actually a season of Jessica Jones, too. So it's just like... He only majorly got hurt twice.
It is what it is.
Because I think the Iron Fist joke just really rung his bell more than hurt him.
That's the reason why I feel like they should have wrapped it up with Defenders. A lot of these seasons ended in cliffhangers.
Yeah.
Luke Cage became like the boss of Harlem, right?
Yeah.
What's her name? Colleen Wing became
the new Iron Fist.
Yeah. So it's like shit like that, you know. That I wish they would have wrapped it up in like Defenders.
Yeah.
You know, Defenders 2.
And I thought it was weird that he could just pass along the Iron Fist shit.
Well, according to them, they had that whole ritual.
Yeah, but it's still weird that like it can be passed like that. I mean, I understand it's a ritual and it takes time to get all the shit and blah blah blah. But it's the same time, it's just weird that it can just be transferred like that.
Yeah. No, I got you.
Like this is something that you had to basically fight to the death for, and then you can just like transfer it to somebody when you're on a ceremony and get a tattoo.
Yeah, that's all it takes. I guess the fight is just to see who's really worthy of it.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like the winner is the one that gets it.
Although her Iron Fist was a little more vicious than Danny's though, because she could channel it into the sword. He never channeled his joint into anything until that very last scene.
Oh, he got the gun.
He got the gun and channeled the Iron Fist.
Which was like super fucking corny.
It's like, come on, dog.
Like the whole play out was corny as shit. You know? Man, my man Hawkeye, now that I think about it, was wrecking in this movie too.
Yeah.
You know, he was going all out.
Hawkeye was getting the business. I mean, Hawkeye was he was wrecking in the Avengers too.
No, more so in this joint, like with the sword and everything.
Yeah, true.
Because he's going hand with that joint. He was like fucking like one of them samurai dudes, legit, like one of them Ronins. He was like dicing people up.
A Ronin is just a samurai.
I thought Hawkeye was gonna die legit too.
I did too, but again, I understand why she wanted. Why Natasha gave herself up, because you know, like you said, like they said, she didn't have a family. Like her family. No,
not in that moment. I'm talking about like when.
Fighting all the ninjas and shit.
No, when Hulk does the snap.
Oh, and,
and when he does the snap, and you know the gauntlets kind of just hanging there.
Yeah.
I thought the monsters, whatever they are, the Chitauri or whatever their monsters are. I thought they were gonna get him and kill him.
Oh yeah.
You know how he's running with the gauntlet, like trying to escape him. I thought they were gonna catch up to him, but he like fucked them up.
Yeah, true. Man, this movie, I really need to go see it again.
Yeah.
My friend gave me some link to some website where it's on there with the Japanese subtitles, and I was just like, nah, I can't do that.
Well, some people have like posted scenes online. It's just a matter of time.
Oh yeah, like somebody posted the portal scene at the end, like the reaction to the portal scene in the theater that they were at.
Somebody posted the girl power scene, which is pretty sick.
Oh, that's dope.
Yeah,
I'd like to see that one again.
Yeah, again, you guys are a bunch of haters that hate on that shit. That scene was sick, man. That's the joint, especially like Wasp, like shrink it up, and then they were like, "All right, let's go."
They wrecked in that joint. Yeah. Everybody wrecked in that joint. Man, Ant-Man came out as giant.
Dude,
man.
Even Falcon like took the wings and like stabbed something.
Yeah, I was not expecting that. Like,
I was like, this is still a Disney movie, right? Because he said like,
yo, he came in that joint with that joint. They chopped off Thanos' head clean on screen. I was just like,
the very beginning.
Son, like this.
That was the thing too. In the beginning, I was like, why the fuck is he limping? Why is he all burnt up?
And there was cussing in this movie.
Yeah,
there was a lot of cussing in this movie.
And I was like, why is he all burnt up? I was like, he like if anything, his chest was fucked up the last movie, right?
Yeah.
Well, like around the heart area.
Yep.
Why is he all like burnt up and shit? But
remember, his arm got burnt up the first time that he did the snap.
No, his face was too though.
A little bit on his face.
No, it was like all this, dude. And
but either way,
he explained it.
He explained it. But like, remember, he was real fucked up and limping because he wasn't limping the first time, but he was limping the second time.
In the comic, the snap didn't fuck you up like that, right?
No, it didn't fuck him up at all.
I guess in the movie they made it that. Yeah. So like when Tony had the stones, I was like, all right, he's gonna die.
Because he's not as powerful as the Hulk or Thanos. Yeah,
he's a regular human.
There's no way he survived it, even with all the tech.
Yeah. And how did he get the stones to begin with? I'm like, in what moment did he get the stones?
He was grappling with the new gauntlet, the Iron Man gauntlet, with Thanos, and Thanos like hit him aside or whatever, and apparently at one point he was able to snatch him off right before he got hit away or something, because they literally just like morphed into a new gauntlet on him, and
that was sick.
Man, that was tight as shit.
Yeah. And I was like, damn, that's a little ass gauntlet. He's dead.
Yeah.
You know?
You are not surviving.
I thought Cap was gonna die too in that moment where he was wrecking Thanos with the hammer, and where his shield got fucked up.
Yeah. That John, there's just so many pieces from the comics and all put together and just ridiculously beautifulness.
Best movie ever.
Best. for damn sure, best action movie.
9.5 out of 10 is an accurate score.
Yes, 10 out of 10 would be accurate too.
Yeah.
But yeah, anything else you'd like to tell
I think
people
we covered
about?
a lot, man.
Yeah,
We've been speaking for like an hour.
Like 45 minutes.
Yeah, a lot of ground we covered today.
Yes, sir.
It's been a while.
All right, well, I know it's been a while since we brought you guys something, but we hope you enjoyed the episode.
We'll try to, again, we're always going to try to put out more content.
Yep.
It's just been tough because you've been working more.
Yep.
You know, I've been working a lot. So, you know.
Schedules have been insane, period.
We needed to make this happen, though.
We really did, and I'm glad that we did.
Yes, sir.
But thank y'all for listening. Y'all know y'all can find us on, still believe we've got a Facebook page. And
I get the emails that we do. It's about time we update that.
No bull.
Yeah.
But yeah, check us out at TNJ's Comic Book Show. TNJ, the letter N, the letter J, _ comics.
I'm surprised you still remember that.
I
don't remember none of the fucking passwords, dude. We gotta reset this.
But hopefully we'll bring some more stuff to y'all soon. But thank you all for listening, and we'll catch you later. Peace.
Peace.